This will be the time that we will call up the first priest and he will state his registry. This will be the time we will grab the chalice and we will pour the wine. We will pour the wine, Salaki. And what you would do is whoever is to be given the wine, you put your hand over your right chest. All right. All the brothers will be putting their hand on their right chest. And then with your left hand you will extend the wine. La Yashala. Imagine, which means to stand. Wapanya Hakwadam, and face the east. I can still see you. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer. This way. All right. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Daba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Rataza, Kava, Hayah, Bashamayim, Natanda Nawa, Lacham, Kal, Yavam, Wasalak Nawa, Habawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Habawak Nawa, Wala'a, Dabaya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abo, Awashai Nawa, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, wa Ta'pravak, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. The next prayer we're going to get is Hakat, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Babu Kwasha, Nathala Nawa, Hakak, Lava Ba'a, Kama Khala, Wakama Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Lahakwiyam, Hamathia, Hakak, Avahawa, Hatama Allah Lagavashan, by Hashem Yahweh, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh, thank you, so be it. We're going to get Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'a, Ayanya, Ahohoyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Aizorya, Ma'ayan, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa Rataza, Alyatan, Lamawat, Wa Galika, Alyanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'aya Nawam, Wala'aya Yashan, Shawamoy Yasha'ala, Yahweh Shamorka, Yahweh Tazalka, Al Yad Yamyanka, Yawamam Hashamash, La'aya Karka, Wayarak, Walayala, Yahweh Yashamorka, Makaurai, Yashamor Afnapashka, Yahweh Yashamor Tazahaka, Wabawaaka, Maita, Wa'aid, Awalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Next, we're going to get Psalm 33 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al Damayalaka, Al Faharash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayablika, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Aula Imaka, Ya Arayamba, Sawad, Wayata Ya Ai Tazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amorwa, like Amorwa, Lakava, Wanakakida, Magoya, Wana'a Yasakor, Sham Yasha Allah, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Sham. Lab, Yahadwa, Auyaka, Boryaf, Yakarafwa, Aholia, Adawan, Wayashama Ilayam, Mawa'aba, Hagoyam, Gabar, Imawan, Imalak, for the shop, I'm Yashavia, Tazawar, Gama Ashabur, Nalawa, Imam Hayabaz of Awai, Labunya Lawat, Salah, Aishala Hum, Kamadyan, Kasa'asa Ra'aka Yabya, Manakha, Koyashwan, Nashamanwa, Ba'ayanda, Ara Hayawa, the man, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Narayama, Kaira, because the Abba, because the Bak, because the Zalmana, Ka, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amorwa, Nayabashal, Nawa Af, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagala, Kagala, Kakwash, Lapunya Vaka, Ka'ash, the Ba'ira Yaira, Wakalahaba, Dalahat, Hayam, Khan, the Regatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasawapapka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Aya Aid, Wayahaporwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'awa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kala, Raptaza, a month. In the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, and Ammon, and Emelech, the Philistines, with inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sased, as to Jabin, at the book of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, make their nobles like a red, and like Zaed, yea, all their princes as the Ba, and as the Muna, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over the earth. So be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshavian, which means to be seated. All right, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua B'Katham to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Alathan Ba'ashem Yahushua to the sisters. All right. Of course, we know this is the Lord's Sabbath service. Very important to come to this Sabbath service. All right. Very, very important to attend. This is where you learn your language. This is where you learn your culture. This is where you learn who you are. Like these things are very, very important to understand and realize. All right. So we are not to take something like this lightly. All right. We're not to take this thing lightly. So we're going to go into the Songs of Solomon. And we're going to read in the Hebrew. All right. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Shoyar, Ashayarim, Ashar, La Shalama. Let's see. Verse 2. Yashakwanya, Mana Shakwakwa, Paya Hawa, Paya Hawa, Kaya, Tawabium, Da Dayak, Mayayan. Verse 3. Lavayak, Shamanyaka, Tawabium, Shaman, the Warak, Shamka, Al, Khan, Alamawat. It's like your Ilam Wat, our Bawak. It's like an Ahabawak. Verse 4. Mashakanya, Acharyaka, never Taza. It's like it never what Taza. Haba Ya'anya, Hamal. It's like a Hamalak, Chadaryawa. It's like a Na Gayala, Wana Shamacha, Baka, Naza, it's like a Naza Kayara, Dadayak, Mayayan, Mayasharyam, Arabarak. It's like a Ahabawak. Verse 5, Shakawar, like a Shakawara, Anya, Wana Awa, Banwa, Yayash, it's like a Yerushalayim, Kaha'ala, it's like a Kahal, Ka'ahalya, Qadar, Kayaraya Ayawa, Shalama. Verse 6, Al, the Ra'anya, Sha'anya, Shakharat, it's like a Khasharak, Shabakarat, it's like a Shakaracharat, Sha says a Pathan, it's like it says a Pathanya, Hashamash, it's like Hashamash, Banya, Amya, Naharwa, it's like a Naharya, Baya, Shamanya, Natara, Hakaramyam, Karamya, Shalya, La'a, Natarathya. Verse 7. Hagayada, Laya, Sha'arabah, Panash, it's like in the Pasha, Ayaka, it's like an Ayaka, the Raya, Ayaka, the Rabayataza, it's like it, the Bayataza, it's like it, the Rabayata, Bayataza, Bayataza, uh, Batazaharium, Shalama, Ahaya, Ka'aitaya, Al, Idorya, Kaboryaka. All right. In the English, Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. A song of songs, which is Solomon's. Verse 2. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. Verse 3. Because of the savior of thy good ointment, thy name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee. Verse 4. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king has brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. Verse 5. I am black but comely, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar, as the curtains of Solomon. Verse 6. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard have I not kept. Verse 7. Tell me, O thou, whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon, for thou should I be as one that turneth aside by the flocks of thy companions. Verse 8 in the Hebrew. La'ad the ayah laka hayapa panashim taza'aya laka ba'akwaya ha taza'an ra'aya garayat yika al mashakan. It's like it mashakanwa harayim. Verse 9, Lila Sasafia, Barakabia, Paraya, Damayafika, Ra'aya, it's like a Ra'ayataya, it's like a Ra'aya, it's like a Ra'ayafia. Verse 10, Na'al, it's like a Na'al, Lakayaka, it's like a Lakayaka, like it, Lakayaka, but Batharium, Tazawarak, it's like it, Tazawarak, but Bakharazim, it's like a Bakharazim, Yum. Verse 11, the warrior Zahab, na Aisha Laka, Ain Naquad, that's like Naquadwa, Hakasap. Verse 12, I, Shahamalak, Bamasar, it's like a Masabwa, Naradya, Nathan, Rayakwa. Verse 13, tons of a war. It's like a tons of a war. Hamar, it's like, yeah, Hamar, Dawadaya, Laya, Bayan, Shadia, Shalayan. Verse 14, Ashakar, Hakapar, Dawadaya, Laya, but Khan, Dawadaya, Laya, Laya, Bakar, Sakib, Bakaramya, Ayan, God, Gadia. Verse 8, we're going to start at verse 8 in the English. If thou not know, it's like if thou now, it's like if thou know not, O thou fairest among women, go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock, and feed the kids beside the shepherd's tents. Verse 9, I have compared thee, O my love, to a company of horses and Pharaoh's chariots. Verse 10, thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. Verse 11, we will make thee borders of gold with studs of silver. Verse 12, while the king sitteth at his table, my spikeness sendeth forth the smell thereof. Verse 13, a bundle of myrrh. A bundle of myrrh is my well beloved unto me. He shall lie all night betwixt my breasts. Verse 14, my beloved is unto me as a cluster of campfire in the vineyards of Engadad. Let's just finish it out real quick. Starting verse 15. Hanakah Yapa, Ra'ayafya, Hanka, Shapa, Ayanyaka, Yawanyam. Verse 16. Hanak Yapa, Dawadaya Ap, Naayam, Al, Irash Nawa, Ra'aina, Ra'aina Na. Verse 17. Korah, Badayanwa, Arazyam, Rakayat, it's like a Wakayatanwa, right? It's like Rachayatanwa, Baba it's like a Babawatyum. All right, verse 15 in English, behold, that thou fair, my love, behold, thou art fair, thou hast dove eyes. Verse 16, behold, thou art fair, my beloved, yea, pleasant. Also our bed is green. Verse 17, the beams of our houses are cedar, or it's like an and our raptors are fur. All right. Remember, this is also real quick. The songs of Solomon. This is like a song about Solomon, and things like that. So keep that in mind as well. All right. Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 2. Anya Karabatazallah Hashawan. It's like a Hasharawan. Shawashanaf. Ha'aimakim, verse 2. Kashawana Bayan Hakawakim, Khan, Ra'ayakya, Bayan, Habanwa, verse 3, Kadapawak, Ba'itazaya, it's like a Ba'itazaya, Hayair, Khan, Dawadaya, Bayan, Habanyam, Batazawa, Kamad, it's like a Kamadaya, it's like a Kamarafya, Waya Shab, it's like a Waya Shabafya, Waparyawa, Mathawak, Lakakya. Verse 14, Baya Anya Al, Baya Hayayan, Wadagal, Ayla, Ahaba. Verse 5, Shamakanya, but it's like a Ba'ayashashwa, Shayash, like a Shayashwa. Rapad, it's like a Rapadawanya, but it's like a but the Pawakyam, Kaya, Hawala, Ahaba, Ahaba, Anya, verse 6, Shama'alwa, Dacha, Lava Ashya, where Yum Yum, it's like a where Yum Yum, were the Chaba, it's like it, the Chabak, the Bakwan, it's like it, the Chabakwan, I believe that's Chabak. No, yes, like it, the Chabak, no, yeah. Verse 7, Hashabaithya, Afkam, Banwab, Yerushalayim, but Patazafwa, Awa, Ayar wa Hashada the Ayar wa the Iwaroy wa it's like it the Iwarar wa ah Ha'araba it's like it Ahaba Ide the Shapakataza it's like it Sha the Chapataza in the English, starting from chapter 2, verse 1 in the English. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys. Verse 2. As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. Slocky 3. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. Verse 4. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Verse 5. Stay, stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. Verse 6. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand doth embrace me. Verse 7. I charge you, O ye daughter of Jerusalem, by the roes, and by the hens of the field, that ye stir not up, nor await my love, till he please. All right, remember this also is a song about Solomon from a sister. All right, just so y'all know. Verse 8 verse 8 in the Hebrew. Kawal, Nawadaya, Hana, Za'a, Ba'a, Madalag, Al, Haharyam, Makopataza, Al, Hagaraiwa. Verse 9. Dawamad, Dawadaya, La Tazabya, Awa, La Ipar, it's like a Ha'ayalyam, Hana, Za, Iwamad, Akhar, Katalan, Mashak, Mashakayak, it's like a Mashakayak, Man, Hakalanwa, Mataza, it's like a Mataza Yataza, it's like a Mataza Yataza, Man, Hakarakim. Verse 10. Anada Wadaya wa Amor Laya Kawamya Laka Ra'ayat like Ra'ayat like it Ra'ayat Yapafya Wala Kaya Laka. Verse 11. Kaya Hana Asafwa Asafyawa Ibar Hagasham Halak Halak Lawa. Verse 12. Hanatazanyam like it Hanatazanyam Naraawa Ba'arataza Aita it's like it Aita Hazamya so Haza it's like it Hazamayar Hagayai Wakawal Hathawar Nashamai Ba'aratazanaya it's like it Ba'aratazanawa. Verse 13. Hada Ana it's like a Khanata Bagaya Wahagayapan Yum Amat it's like a Samad it's like a Samadar Nathanwa Rayat Kawamya La Kaya Laka Ra'ayafya Shapath it's like a Yapafya Walakya Lak it's like that's Lak. That's what that is, Halak, short for Halak. We're gonna go all the way down to 17. Yawanafya, Bakhagwya, Hawa Salai, Basathor, Hamada Ragad, it's like it, Hamada Ragad, Hara Ayanya, Mara Ayaka, Ra'ayaka, it's like a Mara Ayaka, Hama Shamayai, Yan, Kawalka, Kaya, Kawalak, it's like a Kawalak, Irab, Mama Ra'ayaka, Na'awa. Verse 15. Akhazwa, Lanawa, Shawa'alyum, Quatanan, it's like a Quatanyum, Makhalab, it's like a Makhabayum, Karamyum, Wakaramyum, it's like Wakarabyun, Wa Samadar, verse 16. Dawadaya laya wa anya lawa wa aya bashawashianya. Verse 17. I shaya pawak hayawam wanaswa hatazalayum sab dama like a dama laka dawadaya latazabya la ipar ha ayolyum al hara hurry. It's like a Hoya, Bathar. All right, starting from verse 8, we're going to go all the way down to 17. In the English, the voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills. Verse 9, my beloved is like a roe or a young hart. Behold, he standeth behind our wall. He looketh forth at the windows, showing himself through the lattice. Verse 10, my beloved spake and said unto me, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. Verse 11, for lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. Verse 12, the flowers appear on the earth. The time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. Verse 13, the fig tree putteth forth her green figs, and the vines with the tender grape give a good smell. Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. Verse 14, O my dove, thou art in the clefts of the rock, in the secret places of the stairs. Let me see thy countenance. Let me hear thy voice. For sweet is thy voice, and the countenance is comely. Verse 15, take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. Verse 16, my beloved is mine, and I am his. He feedeth among the lilies. Verse 17, until the day breaks and the shadows flee away, turn, my beloved, and be thou like a roe or a young hart upon the mountains of Bether. So just a quick recap, real quick, just a sidebar. All right. Of course, there is a precept of take us the foxes, the little foxes, that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. That's a precept for something, but of course, that's a class that we can break down later of what that scripture means right there. That verse is a very powerful verse. But now, besides that, just remember, in Israel, in Jerusalem, our homeland, is not what you think it is that you see on TV. Now it has become a war zone, and you see nothing but a bunch of desert now and a bunch of just non-flourishable. But in most areas in the Middle East or Asia Minor or where Israel would be, all right, which consists of Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all that area, all right, that was all Israel. And we had fruits and vegetables and herbage. We had flowing trees and waters and rivers. It was a very well land that produced a lot of resources. A lot of us have been taught to believe Africa had all these resources. Not saying Africa did not have any resources, but it did not have the resources that Israel actually had. All those resources, like you can find minerals and you can find gold and diamonds in Africa. Yeah, you can. But if you want real resources, including on top of the tin, the iron, the gold, the diamonds, the sapphire, the emeralds, the rubies, like actual gems, onyx, you're going to find that there. The vegetables, the crops, oranges, pineapples, all that, all the great exotic fruits, you can actually find that in Israel. All right, you can find that in the Middle East, in that area. There's a lot of resources and oil, another resource, a very powerful resource. So our land was actually very well, very resourceful when it came to surviving and things like that. That's why the Lord said, "I'm gonna bring you to a land with milk and honey." Like that's what that was talking about. This land is going to produce a lot of fruit for you. This is going to be an area where other nations wish they had, but He gave it to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Just to recap that real quick. All right, let's see where we at. I believe this. I will finish it out right here. So we're gonna go Solomon chapter 3. We're gonna read all the way down to 11 in the Hebrew, and we'll stop it right there. Song of Solomon chapter 3 verse 1 in the Hebrew. Al Mashakariya Balayawa, Bakwashafya, Sha'ahaba, Napashya, Bakwashafya, Wala'a, Mataza'afya, verse 2, Akawawan, Na'a, wa Asawabab, Washababa, Ba'ayar, Bashaquatyam, wa Barak, Barakab, wa Abakwasha, Sha'ahaba, Napashya, Bakwashafya, Wala'a, Mataza'afya, verse 3, Mataza'awanya, Hashamaryam, Hasababyam, Ba'ayar, Sha'arba, Napashya, Ra'ayat, it's like Ra'ayatham, verse 4, Kama'ite, it's like a Kama'ite, Sha'abarafya, Maham, Id, Shamataza'athya, Sha'ahaba, Napashya, Achazath, Yawa, Wala'a, Arapandwa, Id, Shabaya'ath, Yawa, Al, Bayath, Ya, Wa'al, Chador, Hawarafya, verse 5, Hashabaifya, the Atkam, Banwaya, Yerushalayim, Bataza'awa, Awa, Ba'ayawa, Awa, Hashada, the Ayawa, Wa'am, the Iwawar, wa Ah, Ahaba, it's like a what, Ahaba, I, Shatapak, it's like a Shadachapatiza, verse 6, Maya, Za'af, Ayla, Man, Ha'adabar, it's like a Hamadabar, because of Yamarwat, it's like a Kasa Yamarwat, Aishan, Makwatar, it's like a Makwatara, Mawar, Wala Bawana, it's like a Labawana, Makal, Abakwa, Wawakal, verse 7, Hana, Matapya, Shalashama, it's like a Shalashalama, it's like a Shalashalama, Shashayim, Shashayim, Gabaryim. I want y'all to see, y'all heard that Shashayim, right? That means 30 in the Hebrew, Shashayim. What's like it, Shashayim is 60, all right? That's 60 in the Hebrew, Shashayim, so like it, right? But it's going to say 3 score in the English, which is letting you know that's I believe it's multiplying it by something. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it gets to 60. All right, Gabaryam, Shabayab, Laha, Magabarya, Yasha'ala. Verse 8, Kalam, Achaza, it's like Achaz, Achazia, Harab, Malamadya, Malachama, Ayash, Harabwa, Al, Yabakawa, Mapakad, Balayawa, verse 9, Aparyawam, it's like a Aparyawan, Aisha, Lawa, Hamalak, Shalama, my Itazaya, Halabanwan, verse 10, I'm a Wadyawa, Aisha, Kasap, Rapayadawa, Rapayadatwa, Zahab, Marakabwa, Aragman, it's like Aragaman, the Wakwa, Watazawap, Ahaba, Maban, it's like Mabanwa, Yerushalayim. Verse 11, Taza Ayana, Vara Ayana, Banwa, Taza Yawan, Bamalak, Shalama, Atahar, Sha'aitara, Lawa, Amwa, Bayawam, Khathan Tawa, it's like it, Khatanath, Wabayawam, Shamachat, Labawa, it's like it, Labwa, right? In the English, we're going to start verse 1, we're going to end with 11. Songs of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but found him not. Verse 2. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and on the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. Verse 3. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, Saw ye him whom my soul loveth? Verse 4. It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of her that conceived me. Verse 5. Well, damn, the sister said he's going to, well, damn, the sister was going to bring him into to her mother's bed. Lucky. Verse 5. The sister wanted him bad. Verse 5. I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hens of the field, that ye stir not up nor awake my love till he please. Verse 6. Who is this that cometh out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke, perfume, the myrrh, and frankincense with all powders of the merchant? Verse 7. Behold his bed, which is Solomon's 80. Valiant men are about it. See, there's the 80 I was telling you about. That's what it's going to say. Valiant men are about it, of the valiant of Israel. Verse 8. They are, it's like it. Verse 8. They all hold swords, being experts in war. Every man hath his sword upon his thigh because of fear in the night. Remember, we were experts at war. The men of Israel, King Solomon, and the men of Israel were experts at war. Keep that in mind. Verse 9. King Solomon made himself a chariot of the wood of Lebanon. Verse 10. He made the pillars thereof of silver, the bottom thereof gold, the covering of it of purple, the midst thereof being paved with love for the daughters of Jerusalem. Verse 11. Go forth, O ye daughters of Zion, and behold King Solomon with the crown wherewith his mother crowned him in the day of his espousals and in the day of the gladness of his heart. With that, Imagine, which means to stand. Time that we would all stand. We'll grab the chalice. We'll pour the wine into the chalice. You take your right hand and put over your left chest. You'll hold the wine. Extend your left hand with the wine, the chalice of wine. La Yashala. Ahmadi, which means to stand. Or Panyahak Wadam, and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwa. It's like it. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'a, Batazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratazaka, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanawa, Laham, Ka, Yawam, Wakasalak Nawa, Kavawap Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kavawap Nawa, Wala'a, Dabiya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abor, Habashai Nawa, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapawa, La Awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. We'll get Hakak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Babu Kusha, the thunder Nawa, Hakak, Lava Pa'a, Kamachala, Waka Marawa, Hakak, La Tahor, Hamatasarayim, Hakak, La Hakwiyam, Hamafiam, Hakak, Al Rakawa, Hatama'ala, La Dorishan, Ba'ashim Yahweh the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name Yahweh please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name Yahweh thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'a, Ayanya, All Hohoyim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Isaiah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Wagalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana la'a yanawam, wala'a yashan shawamar yasha'ala, Yahweh shamarka, Yahweh tazalka, al yad yamyanka, Yawamam hashamash la'a, Yakaka, wayarak balayala, Yahweh yashamarka, Makal rai, Yashamor, Afnapashka, Yahweh Yashamor, Taza'aka, Wawa'aka, Ma'aita, Wa'ai, Awalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from which cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. We're going to get Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahaya, al damayalaka, al tacharash, wa al tashaqwa, al kayahana, al yabyaka, yahama yawan, ra'ash, al la'imaka, ya arayamwa, sawad, wa yata ya aitazawa, al tasapawanyaka, amarwa, lakawa, wanakakidam, magoya, wala'a, yazakar, sham yasha'ala, aiwad, kaya, na wa aitazawa, la, yakhadwa, al yaka, vaya, ya karatwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashama Aliyam, Mawa'aba, Wahagorium, Gabor, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Falashab, Am Yashabya, Tazawar, Gama Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zabawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aishalaham, Kamadian, it's like Kamadian, Kasaya, Sara'a, Kayabian, Banakha, Koyashwa, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda, Hayawa, Damanda, Adama, Shayatamba, Nadayamawa, Ka'aram, Kaza'aba, Kazabat, Kazamanai, Kau, Nashakamwa, Ashar, Amora, Nayavashal, Nawa, Afna, Awa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagawdala, Kakwash, Lapanya Baka, Ka'asta, Ba'ira, Iva, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam Khan, the Radama Basa Iraka, Wabasawa Paka, Daba Halam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shamkai, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Waya Bahalwa, Aya Ai, Waya Kaporwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'ayawa Kaya, Atha Shamkai, Yahweh Labadka, Audi One, Al Kala, Vataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. It became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like Oreb and like Zeed, yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as the moon of Hussein. Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burning for wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. Okay, bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wa Yasha Allah, Wahaba Yashapoyim, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. In the name Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Let's get the prayer. We're going to get the prayer of the cursor. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name Yahushai, listen to us now, right now, some evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school, saying evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refused to give to the school, forced their riches to enter thy sanctuary, send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Kamikaze, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues take the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh, thank you always, so be it. Saw, which means to turn. Yeshabian for the sisters. Men of Israel, you still stay standing. Men of Israel, want to give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah Brakatham, Yadamata, Saw to the sisters. Ahmadian for the sisters, meaning the sisters could now stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmadim Shabbat, Ahmadim Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah, Yadamata. With that, episode is dismissed.